this is Taika. How are you? Thank you very much for doing your lessons every day. Today I want to share some tips to teach EIKEN interview. As you know, many Japanese students are very uncomfortable with the interview because even though when they're good at reading, they're not confident speaking English. So it's very, very important that you get them to get used to it. And thank you very much. I think it's a perfect way for the students get ready for the interview, talking to you one-on-one. This is a wonderful chance for them, and thank you very much. Today I want to share the EIKEN second grade. It's difficult one. You can find it on EIKEN homepage. And these are 2 pages, and 1 page you can share this with the student on screen. There are passages that the students are going to read and the pictures that the students have to look at it. And the page 2, there are questions that only you are going to look at. There are some questions that the interviewers are going to ask to the students. So you can share the first page, and number 1, you can ask simple conversation. The interview always starts with a simple conversation like, hello, may I have your name please? How are you today? How did you come here today? How long did it take? Did you have breakfast? What did you have? Blah, blah, blah. These small talks. And then you share this with the student, and please give the students 20 seconds to look at this passage to get prepared. And after 20 seconds, you should ask the students to read the passage aloud. I recommend you to use watch to take time, to take exactly 20 seconds. And after 20 seconds, the student is going to read the passage. They don't have to read it early. There is no time limitation, but I really advise the students to read it very nicely. For example, many students read like a new service for parents. It can be troublesome. But, many Japanese do that. It can be troublesome, but I advise the students to read it like a real English. For example, a new service for parents. It can be troublesome for parents with young children to go shopping in crowded places, something like that. They don't have to do it in limited time, but I advise them to make emphasis on certain words so that it's very easy for the interviewers to listen. Okay, and after reading the passage, you are going to ask the student a question number 1. It's about the passage. For example, number 1, according to the passage, how do some customers with children do their shopping more easily? And the students can find the answer from the passage that they have just read. For example, they can answer by choosing shopping centers that provide child care services. And you can ask them question number 2. Question number 2 is about the pictures below. Now, please look at the picture and describe the situation. You have 20 seconds to prepare. Your story should begin with the sentence on the card, and you should give them 20 seconds to prepare. And after that, the students can tell the story looking at these pictures. They don't have to be complicated. They have to be simple. For example, one day the Sasaki family went to an art museum that offered child care services. Mr. Sasaki said to his wife, "They'll take care of our baby while we look around." 10 minutes later, Mr. Sasaki was putting his bag into a locker. Mrs. Sasaki was looking forward to seeing the paintings with her husband. 2 hours later, at the gift shop, Mr. Sasaki was choosing a toy for their baby. Mrs. Sasaki was worried that their baby might be crying. Something like that. I always give the students advice that these sentences can be very simple. So who did what, something like that. So maybe you can give them the words that they can use. And after question 2, you don't need this anymore. And now question number 3. Some people say that parents today give too much freedom to their children. What do you think about that? You can ask general questions like this, and the students have to answer if they agree or disagree and why. For example, if they agree, the student would say, I agree. You could ask why, and the student could answer, these days parents are not strict enough. As a result, children's manners are getting worse. Or if they disagree, you can ask why, and they could say, I disagree. Because I think many parents control their children too much. Children feel a lot of pressure from their parents. Something like that. And question number 4. Today, many people buy second-hand goods, such as used books and used clothing. Do you think more people will buy second-hand goods in the future? The students can answer yes or no, and you could ask why. For example, yes. People can save money by buying used goods. Also, I think second-hand stores will sell more kind of things. And this is the end of the interview, and you can end up, this is the end of the interview, see you, bye, and the student can say see you, and that'll be it. So basically, this is not complicated, but the students have to get used to interacting with you in English. So I think it helps when the students can try the similar questions, similar interviews again and again with you, or even the same interview with different tutors. And you can, I think for the students it's very difficult to describe the situation looking at the pictures, so maybe you can use any kind of pictures or picture books and ask the students to explain the picture. That'll be a very good exercise for them. And you can talk about these general questions like what do you think about blah blah blah, like in Japan, what do you think? You can do the conversation like this to get prepared, to get used to interacting with English, expressing their thoughts. That'll be very good. So that'll be it. And thank you very much for doing the lessons. Bye, see you.